You were standing at the teller window on a Tuesday in March, watching the screen turn your balance red. $11. Then a $35 overdraft fee drops on top of it, and now you owe the bank money for the crime of not having any. The teller does not look up. Behind her, a poster of a smiling family on a porch promises that here, you belong. You do not belong. You fold the receipt into your pocket and walk out into the rain because you cannot afford to wait for it to stop. That night you eat what you ate the night before: rice, an egg, hot sauce to make it feel like a choice instead of a sentence. Rent is due in 9 days. You make $2,900 a month moving boxes in a warehouse off the interstate, and after rent and gas and the minimum on a card you barely remember opening, there is nothing. There has been nothing for 3 years. You lie awake running the same arithmetic, the kind that never adds up to a way out, only to the next Friday. There is a man who works the line beside you, loading the same trucks for the same wage, driving a car older than yours. One afternoon he clocks out early, and when you ask why, he says it like it is nothing. He is closing on his third house. You think he is joking. He is not. You ask how a man who makes what you make owns 3 houses, and he wipes his hands on his jeans and tells you the thing that will not leave you alone. He does not really own them. The bank does. He just signed the papers and let the tenants pay them off. That night the arithmetic in your head rearranges itself for the first time in 3 years, and you cannot sleep. And for once it is not from fear. So you do the only thing a person who has never been taught any of this knows how to do. You put on your one good shirt, and you go ask the bank for the money yourself. You sit across the desk from a loan officer with a small flag on his nameplate and a smaller smile, and you ask for $8,000 to put down on a house, because you do not yet understand that this is the wrong question. He types for a while, then turns the monitor a few degrees away from you, the way people hide a bad photo. Declined. Your credit is 620. Come back, he says, when you've built something. You walk past the smiling family on the porch on your way out, and you memorize his face without meaning to. You meet an old man at the laundromat that same week. The dryer eats your last $4 in quarters and gives you nothing back, and you hit the machine with the flat of your hand the way broke people do when a thing they can barely afford betrays them. He comes over with a heavy ring of keys. He owns the place, it turns out, the laundromat and the apartment stacked above it, opens the machine, presses the coins back into your palm, and tells the attendant your wash is on the house. He is 61, in paint-stained boots, and he does not leave. He stays and talks while your clothes spin. You tell him about the warehouse and the man on the line and the 8,000 in the no. He shakes his head. Not at the bank. At you. You were asking for the wrong thing, he says. You do not borrow a pile of money to buy a house. You put almost nothing down on a place you live in, and you let the people who move in beside you pay it off. The bank that turned you away is not your enemy. It is a tool you have not learned to hold. Debt, he says, is a knife. Amateurs cut themselves. The ones who eat learn the grip. And because the dryers are always breaking and he is always there fixing them, you keep coming back, Sunday after Sunday, until the talking becomes lessons and the lessons become the closest thing to a teacher you have ever had. So you learn the grip. For 14 months you do not eat out, not once. You sell the car with the payment and buy a hatchback with 190,000 miles on it for cash. You pick up weekend shifts unloading trucks until your back forgets how to be straight. You kill the credit card one payment at a time and watch the number climb, 640, 680, 710, like a tide coming in an inch at a time. And you read everything the old man hands you, late into the night, until the words stop being words and start being a map. Then you start looking, really looking. You download a listings app and refresh it on every break at the warehouse, hunting not for the kitchen or the paint, but for the one thing the old man taught you to find, a number that works. On your days off, you drive neighborhoods you have only ever passed through, writing down addresses, slowing in front of signs gone gray in the yard. You walk into open houses in your one good shirt, feeling like an imposter, and run the math on the back of a receipt in the car afterward. You make 2 offers and lose both. Outbid on the first, scared off the second when the inspector finds the foundation. You are nearly ready to quit, and then you find it. A tired duplex on the east side, both sides worn, the back unit empty for a year. It has sat on the market for 90 days because nobody wants a half-empty building that needs work, which is exactly why you can have it. The asking price is $193,000. You offer $185 because no one else is offering at all, and they take it. You do not need the lump sum the bank refused you. You need 3.5%, $6,475, because you will live in one half, and that makes it a home. And a home is the cheapest money a bank will ever lend a person. You sign the papers with a hand that will not stay still. The keys are colder than you expected. You move into the left unit with a mattress and a folding chair. You list the right unit that same week, show it to 6 people, and rent it to a nurse who works nights for $1,150 a month. Your mortgage, taxes, and insurance come to $1,300, which means you are living with a roof and a door that locks for $150 a month, exactly like the old man said you could. The first time you say that number out loud at the kitchen counter, you have to sit down on the floor because your legs do not feel like they belong to you. You do not stop. The old man teaches you the word that turns one house into many: refinance. And then he drives you past a foreclosure 4 streets over that he heard about before it ever hit the market. A small house with a caved-in porch and a smell you will never describe. You buy it for $92,000 with a hard money loan that costs a fortune in interest and frightens you every day it exists. You rip out the carpet on your knees. You tile the bathroom from a video paused 100 times. You sand the floors until your hands go numb and the dust settles into everything you own. $28,000, and 4 months later, the appraiser walks through and writes a number that stops your breath. $165,000. You refinance, the bank hands you back every dollar you put in plus the deal itself, and the house pays you $300 a month just to own it. So you do it again. Buy, fix, rent, refinance, repeat. The same $18,000 moving through house after house like a single key that opens every lock. 2 doors become 5. Then comes the month that nearly ends it. The furnace dies in one house the same week the roof gives out in another. $11,000 you do not have. A tenant stops paying and stops answering, and the eviction will take 90 days. You cannot wait. You are 1 missed payment from the bank taking back 2 houses and the credit you bled 14 months to build. You sit in the hatchback outside the laundromat at midnight and you call the old man, and your voice does the thing voices do when a man is about to drown. He does not panic. He tells you which payment to make first and which to let slip a week. He co-signs a short loan he did not have to. The people who make it, he says, are not the ones who never get hit. They're the ones still standing the morning after. You make it to the morning after. The roof gets fixed. The tenant leaves. You keep both houses. And then it tips. 5 doors become 11. You quit the warehouse on a Friday and nobody claps, and you sit in the hatchback in the lot and shake for 10 full minutes before you can drive. Word gets around that you pay cash and close fast, and now the calls come to you instead of the other way around. 11 doors become 19. 19 becomes 31. One afternoon, your phone rings with a number you almost recognize. It is the bank. The same loan officer, 3 years older. His voice smoothed into something warm. He has been reviewing your accounts, he says, and he would love to discuss a commercial line of credit. $500,000 revolving, at terms he thinks you'll find attractive. He does not remember you. You are certain of it. To him, you are simply a number that finally grew big enough to be worth being kind to. You let the silence sit, the way the old man taught you, and then you say you'll think about it. And you mean it. Because for the first time in your life you can. You take the line, but on your terms now. You read every clause. You talk the rate down 40 basis points just to watch him agree, across the same desk where he once turned the monitor away from you. The smiling family on the porch is still on the wall when you come in to sign, and this time you are not walking past it. This time someone brings you coffee, and you take it. The numbers stop being survival and start being scale. 31 doors, $4.2 million in property, $2.6 million in debt that other people's rent quietly pays down every month while you sleep. Buildings bought 1 mortgage payment at a time by strangers who will never know your name. $11,000 a month after everything lands in your account whether you get out of bed or not. The bank that once charged you $35 for being poor now sends a man in a good suit across town to ask how he can help. You call the old man to tell him. He is 70 now, slower, still in the paint-stained boots. He listens to the whole thing without interrupting. and at the end he does not congratulate you. He just says, "Now teach somebody the grip." Then he hangs up, because that is the kind of man he is. The last house you buy that year, you find the way you found the first, driving a street you used to walk down broke 3 blocks from the laundromat where a tired duplex sits with the back unit empty and a sign gone gray in the yard. You buy it without thinking twice. You stand alone in that empty unit on a Tuesday in March, exactly 3 years after the rain. The floors need work. The light comes in sideways and golden through a window that has not been cleaned in a decade, and the dust hangs in it like something holy. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. The bank again, asking for a meeting. You do not reach for it yet. You walk to the window. Outside, a young person hurries by in the cold with a laundry bag slung over one shoulder, and a face you know because you wore it. You watch them go. Then you take the keys out of your pocket, cold and heavy and entirely yours, and you set them on the sill in the gold light, and you let yourself, for one quiet minute, just stand in the room you own.